Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about the design process. The design process is a method used in order to create a product or also to solve a problem, and I'm going to tell you the steps. There is actually two types of the design process. There is the engineering method and also the scientific method. And they both have similar procedures, but I'm going to be talking about the difference between each one of them and also the steps used in each one of them. So now I'm going to be talking about the first step, and I'm going to show you the difference between the engineering method and also the scientific method. So the first step is going to be either define a problem and also ask a question. On the engineering process, you're going to define the problem, and the scientific method, you're going to ask a question. So the way we can do that is I can show you my phone, and it's really dirty outside. So that would be me defining a problem on the engineering method. On the scientific method, it would be me asking a question on how can I fix that. So engineering method is gonna be define the problem, which is my phone is getting really dirty in the back. On the scientific method is gonna be how can I solve that. Okay, so the second step is gonna be background research. And both the scientific method and also the engineering method, they're gonna use the same thing. So for the background research, is just gonna be how does it work, how big is it, the color, and that's gonna be the questions you're gonna ask for the background research. So they just wanna know the general information about the problem or the product that they're trying to create. Okay, so the third step is gonna be either you're gonna specify a requirement or you're gonna create a hypothesis. For the scientific method, it's gonna be create a hypothesis. So for example, would it work if I use a paper to cover it? Would it work if I put a plastic to cover it? And for the engineering method, it's gonna be to specify the requirements. So for example, does it have to be blue? Does it have, what size does it has to be? Or the requirements for the product or the problem. Okay, so the next step is gonna be for the scientific method is gonna be testing it. So for example, if I think it's gonna work with a paper, I would grab a paper and test it to see if it's gonna work. But for the engineering method, it's gonna be brainstorm. So I can pretend I'm talking to a person. Do you think it's gonna work like this? Do you think it's gonna work like that? That's gonna be on the engineering method. So you're gonna brainstorm ideas and then see how it's gonna work. So now the next step for the scientific method is gonna be, does it work? So did the ideas work? How did it turn out? And then for the engineering method, it's gonna be creating a prototype. So actually creating a product in order to solve the problem. So now on this step, you're gonna, both for scientific and also the engineering method, you're gonna see if the results you got match with what you wanted in the beginning. So for example, I wanted my phone to be clean in the back. Did my results, did whatever I did solve the problem or did it not solve the problem? So whatever the results you got from both the scientific method or the engineering method, whatever you used, did it work? So that's gonna be the last step. The next step is gonna be, for the scientific method, is gonna be to see if it works. So if it did work, you're gonna draw the conclusions and you basically all set. But for the engineering method, is basically seeing if the product worked, and you're gonna test to see if it actually worked or not. And then if it didn't, then you would have to do the same step again. And basically on this process that you're testing things, that goes for both the scientific and the engineering method. You're probably gonna have to redo some steps, and that's because it's a design process. So you might do something wrong, you might do something that you don't like, and you might have to redo some steps, and that's totally fine. Okay, so the last step is gonna be communicating the results. For example, I got a case, or I created a case, and then it does work, so my phone is not dirty in the back. So on your last step, you're just gonna communicate on whatever you did to solve the problem or to create a product. And that's the design process. Thank you.
Capstone project.
Thank you.
I had her last year. A little disappointing that they had to leave and go to Underhill's room. I'm sure Mrs. Underhill's okay. She's not me. And I understand, but I'm sure that this girl right here is going to do an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
This
I
one, please.
appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so
Got
the next
better. Get in the project.
Okay, thank you.